Welcome to another episode where we'll be creating personas or looking at personas related to the problem. Now, to find this template, I built this template and it's available in the Figma community. I have a couple of other templates. Yeah, so you can find them on my Figma community. I'll share the link with you guys below. I have a couple of other templates that you can use, illustration spark, and here's a presentation for the product design CV, uh, in case you missed the last video. And yeah, I have the comprehensive template, so you can take a look at this and look at it. Oh, we should look at it actually. So all you need to do is open in Figma and to direct you whereby you can see the templates I used, so you can customize them and make them, personalize them for your project as well. But let's head back to our project. So yes, Samuel Chukuma is a frustrated salary earner. He's 35 years of age. He stays in Surulere. He's a civil engineer. Average is 250K per month. And I know the salary looks like, I mean, if you compare to New Nigeria, it looks as if well, like you said, he's a frustrated salary earner. So not enough. How can a bank app not show my recent transaction? I need to track my money. So he's frustrated. His banking app does not show his recent transaction and he needs to track his money. He's a working professional who relies on mobile banking for transaction, bill payments, but frequently experiences frustration due to missing transactions. So he needs to be aware of the transaction he makes. He's comfortable with smartphone, uses bank apps, mobile transfers, and online shopping. So he seems like someone that anything he needs, he feel he can get it via mobile, like online. He gets frustrated with slow and buggy apps. He checks transaction history daily to confirm payments, often makes transfers at night and during commute. So in his less busy time, he's closing out his transactions and he needs the transaction history or the transaction updates. Now, he's an active mobile banking user, high transaction volume, prefers self-service over visiting the bank. I mean, you can tell. He needs instant access to transaction details, needs to be sure payments are successful, requires receipt for work reimbursement. So he probably working in a place whereby maybe due to the salary he makes, they have some packages whereby you could buy you could maybe subscribe for internet or office, maybe a remote office and all that, and so they need confirmation that okay, the internet you used for this month or the transport you used for this month, compile it for us and let's see. So if he doesn't have that record, how will he confirm and how will he get his reimbursements? So his pain point is transaction history do not load properly, can't trace who sent money or where a debit originated, can't generate receipts after logging out. So if you noticed, we have created a persona based on the issues we saw on the App Store. So we didn't just assume them. If we had zoomed something, we would have come up with a different character. We're looking at things that we saw. So you can't say this person does not exist. He exists. Maybe Samuel Chikuma does not exist, but if we go through the reviews, we'll find someone like him. You know, doesn't have to be direct, but this is personalizing it so that we understand the problem. So if someone had maybe goes around his daily life and all he does is like he does transactions or he does online shopping a lot, without his transaction history he will get into issues. He might pay for something and when they say, oh, send us the receipt of payment, he can't send it. That's an issue. So he needs this thing working. You see, something as little as transaction history, statement generation, download statement, these are very key features that's to a certain type of customers. Now, a second persona, and keep in mind when you're creating personas, you may not need to go beyond, you can create like 4 but don't go beyond 7. When there are too many, it will be hard to, the problem will just like break out. So yes, Amina Yusuf, a small business owner, female, 42 years of age. Her business is in Kano, online store owner. So obviously she works remotely and sells fashion stores, averages 500K per month. I need to see all my customers' payments at once. Why am I limited to only 20 transactions? So the First Bank app only displays like the last 20 transactions. So you now have to use the statements to, generate the one you're looking for. So for someone that does business every day, I mean, every time, every hour, every minute, every second, transactions are coming in and she's going out. She's a businesswoman who relies heavily on transaction history for customer payments and refunds, but struggles with incomplete record. Now imagine if someone had made a transaction and something did not work out and she needs to refund it. How is she going to check that this person even made the transaction in the first place? So these are issues that if you don't know how personas, you won't understand it the way how serious it is. Now, she's comfortable with mobile banking app. I mean, she's working remotely. She uses USSD and mobile app for the transaction. She expects efficiency and reliability. She checks account history multiple times. Someone that does an online business, you can tell that she's always confirming transaction. Uses transaction statement for business records and tax filing. I know these days with the how slow SMS alerts come into place, your banking app is actually the most accurate and surest way to verify your transactions. She's a frequent mobile app user, high transaction frequency and value. I mean, someone doing businesses selling fashion stuffs. Yeah, she's the business critical banking user. She needs fast and accurate records for payments. Needs to track past transaction beyond 20 days. Must ensure payments are not lost or missing. Ability to seal detailed transaction for at least 3 months. Ability to download full statements, faster access to receipts and transaction. She cannot see payments beyond 20 transactions. No sender details when receiving money. Has to visit the bank to verify payments. I mean, every now and then, for someone that is a remote worker, you will know that is running an online business. You will know this person does not like to move around. I have your things, I send it to you, you send me money, simple. So now why is our app frustrating her to come to the bank to verify payments? And it will mess up her business if she needs to go to the bank to verify payment, because then the customers will be left like worried out how long does it take you to confirm a transaction, and she's gonna lose her business. So if you put yourself in her shoes, you'll understand why you need to fix that, because she's someone that needs her business to run. She needs it to be effective and all that. So these are ways that you need to really put things in mind. When you understand the fashion seller that runs an online store, you will know that that app is a major tool in her business. It's literally a work tool for her. All right, so let's look at the next persona. Daniel, okay, a busy freelancer, 29 years of age, man, gotta get his life right. So stays in Lekki, digital marketer, freelancer, 400K per month, works online, gets paid via transfers. He can't track his transactions properly, and he's a remote worker who receives frequent local and international payment but struggles to track transactions and generate receipts. So another remote worker we have here, and you can see that there's a lifestyle of people that need this thing, people that they don't really move around the world, they just need transactions done, see payments and all that. He uses multiple banking apps to compare experience, prefers digital solutions over physical banking, wants a modern, sleek and efficient banking UI, transfers money often to business and personal use, needs clear transaction details for tax and invoicing. Tech savvy banking user, high valued, high frequency transaction, means he's working remotely, he's working both local and foreign. You know that there's high transaction, you understand. Expect seamless financial tracking, wants a modern, fast, and smooth app, needs easy transaction search and filters, needs detailed sender and receiver data. He needs to understand the transaction, who is coming from, because for someone like him now, he might have a fixed rate on the freelance marketing that he's doing. So you can say, okay, I'm collecting 50K, 50K. So if he has a couple of clients and they've sent him money, he needs to know who has sent him 50K. So he needs to know who he needs to start his work for. That's the kind of person he is. So he needs to see the details of the transaction, know where the money is coming from. Needs transaction histories as far back as 6 months. Needs instant receipts, statement downloads, detailed transaction records, can't track who sent money or where payments went, limited to only 20 transactions, can't generate receipts after logging out. So you can see this guy is another remote worker. He needs transactions to be detailed. He needs to know where it's coming from and all that. And I'm sure even our Amina, as a small business owner, needs these transactions for auditing records as well. If she's a business owner that works remotely, she needs to know her costs, her revenue, her expenses. So a lot of remote workers are highly dependent on the transaction histories, on the transactions that are done, on the details of the transactions, to know who is coming from and what's not. So that's something you need to look out to. And let's look at Esther Nwogo, concerned mother, the elderly. She's a government worker, average 180K per month, sends money. I send money to my children and family members, but I can't confirm if they receive it. So she seems she's a breadwinner. She's obviously a family supporter, and she needs to know where her money is going and where it is and what is being used for. Rather, she uses mobile banking for transfers and bill payments. Prefers simple and clear interfaces. Struggles with complex navigation. I mean, the elderly, don't stress them out. Just let them see what they're doing. Transfer money to children for school and upkeep. Check statements to ensure salaries and pensions are paid. I mean, she seems like she's someone that, apart from supporting her family, she's also in a form of managing maybe salaries and pensions. So if she's using the First Bank app, or maybe the official app for the company is First Bank, and she's out to make payment through First Bank and whatnot, that's a problem. She will not be able to transfer. So imagine people, and this creates another area. That's why I say personas, they might be similar, but they create another section. Now imagine someone that, okay, the company, I'm being the government, a government company, they're using one of the oldest banks. So all these government have like their banks, and First Bank, one of the oldest banks. So it's high likely that government companies will use their bank, and I say, okay, all our payments will go through First Bank accounts. Every worker should have First Bank accounts and whatnot. So imagine if that happens. Now she has to make volumes of transactions through the First Bank account and stuff like that. She's managing a group of people and she has to make transactions with First Bank. How will she confirm this money has gone, this money has not gone? There will be issues later. It will affect our efficiency of work, to affect our deliverable and all that. And when it comes to salaries, people and pensions, you don't want to try people when you don't give them their money. You'll be frustrated. They will be frustrated. They will frustrate you and add to your frustration. Not only are doing that, you need to that support. Maybe she has decided to, being an elder woman, to save cost and charges. She has told her family members, okay, I receive my money through First Bank account. You people should open First Bank account. That's how I say, so that I don't get, because she's not making much. So she's trying to manage. Some of us can, and some of us who can, any child they give us 20, 24 naira, small thing. But someone like her, these things count. So she would rather do transfers on zero charges. And so for her, she does a moderate transaction for her needs financial clarity and security. I mean, to know whether these things have been paid. She wants clear transaction record, needs proof of payment, because she needs to know and see everything and say, okay, I paid this money, see it, go and check it. So that if the person claims, oh, I've not seen my money, you have the receipts to back it up. But if your own account, like your own bank, cannot back you up, how do you want to back yourself? So she cannot verify payments made to family. Struggles with navigation and clarity in the transaction history. And yeah, I feel for Esther a lot. There's a lot going on. Now, our last guy, Aliu Bamleke, is a market trader, male, 45 years. Is a market trader that sells electronics, 600K per month. I don't have time for bank wahala. I need to check my money quick. Maybe that's why his persona is normal. He's thin. He doesn't have time. So he's like, he's a small business owner who uses banking apps to manage daily cash flow. But he's frustrated by household and incomplete transaction record. So someone that is doing business, selling iPhone, selling this one, selling that one, selling TV, and you're telling him he cannot see transaction beyond 20 days. Someone that does business every day, every minute, every hour. Ha. That's why he just told you. See, he didn't even explain the good part. This is someone that if it's not working, it's not working to him. Cannot see who sent him money, frustrated by poor members, end of app. There are those kind of users. There are some users that will not have any time to see anything good. Once what they want is not available, that app is gone. It's not. There are many users like that. They don't have time to say, oh, it's nice, I can do transaction, at least I can do transfer. Once it's not working, it can't get its desired result, it's off. So we need to watch out for Aliu, because I mean, he's pulling a lot of money and he needs this money. You don't want to lose customers. You don't want to lose any type of customers, actually. There's no type of customer, but especially we don't want to lose people that depend on a particular feature in your app and they need it. So that's it with our personas, and you can see that we generated these personas based off of what we've highlighted in the review. So there's nothing that breaks out of the front. It's data that is backing these personas. It's not made up, it's not blown out of the blue, it's just there. And you can see that we are moving through a flow. So when you do this, your next employer can see that, okay, you're going through a pattern, right? Yeah, I see what you're trying to achieve. So these are the kind of things that it works for us. And please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video where we talk about cognitive walkthrough and heuristic evaluation. This is where we review the app like a user and like a designer. Bye, guys.